Hey, Mike. I'll go ahead and run through this real quick. You should be able to see quite a bit through this thing, so I'll start right from the beginning. When you click on it, sometimes it gets a little whacked out in the very beginning, in which case there's a button that I like to hit, and it kind of brings us back to where we're supposed to be at. So let's hit the thing and load it. We'll see how it comes in. I think we'll probably want to have you guys familiar with how to utilize this program because it's going to help you a bunch. I think you'll see here shortly. Allows us to view it in both glass house and as well as a section slider that might be pretty helpful too. I worked today on and I'll try to get that brought up why we're waiting on this. Okay, we're back here. So it came in pretty good right now, and you can see when it comes in like this, this little box is the one we would normally use, and that's the way we'll manipulate it. I would recommend in the beginning, go up here to the rendering techniques and change it to standard. All it does is it changes all the graphics so that you can kind of really see what's going on. And I'm just using my mouse to spin this thing around. So this is the basic view that we've got to spin the model around. And once you get this and you get familiar with how to flip it around, this particular version, this mode will just view the outside. This one here is changing it to glass house. It's gonna help you do a lot more studying of it. And it's gonna allow us to see what's going on in two rooms at once, and we can kind of see the best way to maybe make changes in the model. And I'll go through here. This might help us. Like I said, this is kind of where I get the most out of it when you start seeing more than one room at a time, so you can make decisions on possibly if you're gonna expand a room into another room or whatnot. Helps us see platforms too, because I'm using the platforms that were available. I think I had 8x8 for the, it was a little bit odd. We didn't have standard floor joists and I'm sorry, we didn't have standard heights in there. They're a little bit different. So I took what's existing and mirrored it over into this other phase. So let's take a look at this second mode. Let's get back out of the glass house. So we're still in this in the 3D viewer that I'll send over to you, and then oh great, let's reload it. Sometimes it has to reload and boot up, which is fine. We'll go ahead and boot it up in a standard mode. And excuse me, I'll show you this next. The next feature is actually pretty cool. I think it's going to get you. It's going to get you what you want. You want to look inside this thing, and I don't blame you. Today I worked on the version 2 and I started putting more stuff in the upper kitchen. So during this video, while I'm showing you how to use this little 3D viewer that you'll be studying your model with, and again, I'm going to go ahead and go up here. First thing, I'm going to click this one, and what that does, from basic to standard, it just gives us better graphics. Okay, so now that we've got that, we can pull it, put it right in front of us. You can go in like this, and you can buzz in the home like that, and then you can, it gets kind of funky. So I get that. I think if you wanted to view inside it, my favorite way to do that is by going up here to this rendering techniques. What that does, you takes you back a page, and we're gonna go to this one here called cross sections. And this will be where you can take, and you can see the little picture at the top. This will cut it from the top of the house down, and we might start with that one because that'll give us a dollhouse. That'll let us kind of peek in and see what we've got going here. So the version I sent you, you can do this with. So what that allows us to do, and let's see. Hopefully you can kind of see what is going on here. And then while your window is open like this, you can then kind of get it away. You can go up to your slider, move the slider back and forth like this. So what it does, it just peels the roof off. You can look into that, the existing bathroom. This is where I'm putting the new kitchen in. that for the alternate too. But by doing this, you can view it like that. And then here's another way that you could do that. If we unclick that and we go to this one, these are side clips that are very similar to what we did, but it allows you to side clip and possibly look into something. And this would be something you guys could do at your leisure. I think actually you can do two of them at once too. I mean, it might get to be too much, but it lets you get in there and see what's going on. You can see we've got the existing wall that's going to have that window in it. So let's go ahead and take these back off. I think that with those little tips, I'm hoping that you can utilize this tool to do the viewing that we want. And then again, this will take you back out here. We want to go to the rendering techniques, which would be here. Gets us back to the standard areas that we want to look at. So the cross section. And sometimes I'll send things out with the camera, which means this is how I probably took a shot of your front and the back. I have two saved cameras. So let's take a second and close this out, and we'll go look at the project real quick. Here is what we've got going today. This is the Humphreys 2. So, and what I did was I brought in this version here, which it say design with number 2 with the bathroom and kitchen move. So at first I wasn't sure what was going on, but it looks like that we want to have the kitchen on this this wall here, and the bathroom, and then the master wing I believe stayed the same from version 1 to 2. You will have to maybe clue me in. And it looked like down here we had a difference as well. It looks like we have a kitchenette here, and on version 1 I had a kitchenette over here. So just maybe bounce that back off of me. But let's go take a look at your model here. Mine operates a little bit different than the version that I send you in there. But this will, let me grab my mouse and move it over here. Okay, let's see. Now we've got the hallway in here and the bathrooms. They were both a little bit different, but you can kind of see this one here. I have I think a 6 foot is what's in that room right now. And this is a 5 foot shower. So we will work with the space and what we've got in there. I tried to throw a little kitchenette in there for now. I assume that this is going to be, and maybe you can fill me in, like a guest apartment or something like that. I didn't have a whole lot of dimensions for this room here. Maybe we'll know more about how to locate this area here. I think I can add that beds in there. I think the furniture, let me put that on there. So I had thrown, okay, I thought I put some furniture in there. It's not showing it. Okay, well, this is where I assume we're going to have a washer and dryer and the mechanical, which would be a water heater, and the pressure tank.
QFC's been serving the Great Northwest for more than 60 years, stocking fresh
again, this would be, I assume, a bedroom 1, a bedroom 2, and then we'll have the one upstairs. So let's go ahead and pop up one floor and take a look at that.
Love fresh, love local, love food.
Okay, that was 2 floors. Okay, so we're going to go back down the 1 floor and get rid of these rafters. Okay, so you can kind of see that I've started adding in the kitchen. We're going to have to discuss and talk about that, but I wanted to at least get in there. This window, because of the counter hop, will have to be demoed. And I think I was in the process of adding some more cabinets over here. I think maybe you wanted to put your freezers here. I couldn't tell what the icons were. And then this would be the bathroom. I'll go ahead and change the views so we can fly in there in a second. But let's look at the new edition and see if this is what you were thinking. I didn't know if this was going to be a micro office or what. We have the master closet. And as far as all the windows, I've just kind of randomly thrown windows in there to light the place. You guys can let me know. I haven't even really gotten into the part that's driving me crazy, and it's that roof. I brought the roofs together in the last version, and I didn't like it. I'd really like to toy with this if you guys are all right. I haven't finished it, but on the inside, and I can try this cross-section slider that I was showing you. Mine operates a little differently, but it looks like this. 3D. This is, there we go. There we are. Okay. So, and we will do the side thing like that. Okay, I think that's what I wanted. Let's bring it back to us like this. Okay, this is what I was trying to show. Back on there. Okay, I got to put my tool down. I had my eraser in my hand when I touched the wall. Okay, so I'm going to try to just fly through here a little bit and see how the roof is. If I put the trusses in there, we can help show that. Okay, I think I framed some trusses in there. All right, if not, let me just put them in there. Hit this. I think I can get them in there. So this will kind of show you what I'm looking at for the roof mode. So if we slope from that back wall all the way forward, that would give us a high wall facing the lake. And my thoughts were that would be a way better window wall than what we've got. So I was going to try to ask you guys if you're interested in that. I would probably just put a little bit more window wall in that, keep everything in here sloped. Let's go ahead and pull this wall back out real quick. Silly little deal, everything right here, and I will turn this back off. And if I put it in the glass house at this point, that'll help us kind of see what we've got going on this one. I assume this to be the laundry room, kind of like what we had before, and then possibly a micro office in here. And this would be where we would have the high room, and I would do a series of different types of windows to capture that lake view. So this is the master bedroom, master bath. Again, on these in the master closet, I had just thrown in generic windows just to kind of relight that area. I don't know for sure what you guys are going to want for shelvings and stuff there, but I just put some windows on it so we can let a little bit of light in there. We'll button up these sidings later. I purposely leave that on there. You know, it looks obnoxious, but it's so we can identify rapidly.
Proudly celebrate a musical community that's 100% Hispanic and 100% American. Because
there's just so much going on as far as the discussions we've got to have.
Click or tap the banner to learn more.
I'm sure I've forgotten things
Responsibly.
you've told me,
Buchanan's
so
Blended Scotch Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume, imported by Diageo, New
have
York.
to remind me if I have forgotten those. Let's buzz into there.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But this one you need to hear. 16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every
I didn't want to put the stove right up against the wall. I typically like to have some type of prep area on that. I'm not a kitchen designer by any means, but I don't like to put the stove and the fridge next to each other, and I like to have a prep area on.
I can't believe you scored
stove.
tickets to the Nati Natasha concert.
After saving so much at T-Mobile, I thought, why not splurge?
I threw some furniture just for space planning to see how that went. We'll talk about this room and decide what all we need in there, whether we want a stack or whether we want to
get a new Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus with Galaxy AI on us when you trade in your current phone in any condition. Plus,
all of the 2 bedrooms, I didn't see a closet in here. I was going to ask you, is that you want me to bump the closet into this? Consider that. So, and I did look to me like you wanted to keep the access to the other bedroom in this hallway near the front. I'll get this siding off. This is just to kind of help us remember we're up against that, the common existing wall. Here's the barn door. Let's take a look at that. We'll open that. And as well as this, I wasn't sure. I know we've got a closet here and we've got this bay. There's room to move it either way. I try to get the rooms accounted for. You guys can maybe explain to me what you've got going in there. And as we start squeezing things in and making it fit, maybe we'll decide we need to give some of it to this room over there for the closet. Cruise out through the front and see if you guys like the way this works. 8 foot, or we got the 8'8" to match this one over here. So we've got the Arctic entry. I didn't add any additional windows. We might want to do that. Okay, let's go ahead and I wanted to show you guys one other thing real quick. If we go to this one here, we do the outside view like this. We'll go back into the glass house like this, and here, and then I'm gonna grab the. I made a plan that has just. Let's see. It's gonna be in the as-built. And I took the as-built and I made one that is got to be demolished. And what this is going to do is it's going to bring in only the portion that we're getting ready to demo. Okay, and this will kind of, it's just for study purposes, kind of lets this portion that we're going to remove. We can examine them together. And I just think this roof lends better to that one. To throw off that big front look, I do believe we need to do something like this. And I can kind of reverse the way I've got these, because some of the people say that when you're doing it, your home should be, that's existing should be in color, and the future should be in glass house. And since done yet, just trying to do this for a study. Grab this, we'll that backwards. Maybe. We'll do this one as glass house. And this kind of shows you basically all that area that was occupied upstairs from that other building that was in there. You can kind of see how everything walks up the top. So I will go ahead and pack up this version 2 and send it over to you guys. It's not quite finished, but I want you guys to chew on this and give me feedback as we go before we get too far in one direction. More than glad to have you guys over for a meeting, or we can do a Zoom call, or whatever it takes to answer the questions that we've got here. Get this thing lined up, and then I can window wall this up however you guys want to do that. And as we cruise through it, we could definitely see that we'll have to do something with these. We're just going to have some other issues that arise when we do the move. Not a problem. I know you guys already realize that. So cool enough. Thanks for getting back to me, Mike and Ariana. I hope to have some more to you soon. I will get this packed up and email it over to you guys.